I think the committee is going to put Georgia at 5, which isn't a surprise. Georgia looks like they're November Georgia right now, Cato. And the way that they went out there and handled business, and what I was saying all week long was a tricky spot against Mississippi State, and you were not saying that, so flowers to you, bouquets to you. Georgia feels like they've arrived right now. That is scary for the rest of college football. They'll be ranked 5. If I'm Kirby Smart, rank us wherever you want. We'll see y'all in the playoff, and we'll be a problem when we get there.
Perfect transition to this question, JD. As I forecasted and you mentioned, throttled Mississippi State 41-21. There was a point in this game where they scored 38 straight points. Unbelievable. Do you expect dominance like this from the Dogs the rest of the season and maybe even the postseason?
The Texas game, I don't, just because the personnel for Texas is so good. But I do think we will see a much more consistent Georgia, which I think is the most important part. Like, we've seen Georgia win games where they show up for 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters, and it's like, oh, good, you're here now. Awesome defense. Let's go get a couple stops against Ole Miss. 2 stops ends up winning you the football game. So I think consistent Georgia. I don't think it'll be dominance because of what the rest of the season looks like with them playing Georgia Tech, and we mentioned the Texas game. But when they get to the college football playoff, consistent Georgia is going to be good enough to win more than just one game in that playoff. And that in itself should be terrifying for everyone else, man. Like, Gunnar Stockton's rolling right now.
He's
bro.
awesome.
I don't understand why he's not getting more Heisman love. He's throwing seeds, dude.
He's doing exactly what his team's asking of him and some. Like, he's been playing unbelievable. He turned me into a believer really quick. This was a casual day for him, and he still had an amazing stat line. I think them playing Texas and Texas having a bye was part of the reason why I thought they'd get right in this spot, because I think Kirby's like, hey, man, like, cardiac kids, like, it's funny to say after the game, but I think behind closed doors, he's like, hey, guys, like, Texas is sitting at home watching us play Mississippi State this weekend, and we don't want them licking their chops by watching us play another close game. Let's put our best foot forward. Let's end November strong. And I think if that happened, which we saw, and if they go out here, I'll tell you what, if they cover against Texas or win in any kind of fashion that's very demonstrative, I'd be worried about this team in the postseason. And in my head, I'm trying to picture, like, as we get closer to the playoff, all right, which of these teams looks like a team where no matter what side of the bracket they're on, I have them coming out. And if Georgia starts rolling and this quarterback keeps playing like this and this defense can start to back it up and they can play complementary, which they've been good, very good and very bad at times this year, but if they can put it together, man, they might be that kind of team with that kind of head coach where if I see him on one side of the bracket, I'm like, yeah, I have them coming out, because they have that pedigree. So if they figure it out this month, man, no better time with the present for the Dogs. And I think they're still extremely dangerous in the postseason, man.
Dude, they're quietly, I think, the second most dynamic offense in the SEC.
Dude,
behind A&M.
Stable of backs.
Frazier, Bowens. Like, they even when they lost to Alabama, they ran for over 200 yards. Like, I don't think that's clocking to the rest of the country is how good they are up front running the ball. And then Gunnar Stockton, the way that he's pushing the football downfield. Like, we think about Georgia, we think defensive draft picks. We think Kirby Smart with his tongue out and just absolutely body bagging TCU and just, playing stalwart kind of defense. This is an offensive football team in Georgia, and when the defense seems to have now caught up, they're going to be really freaking tough to stop, dude. I think their competitive disposition is right where you would want it to be in the month of November, which, true to Kirby Smart form, Georgia in November has arrived.
Yeah, man, and they've got their guy at quarterback, man. Like, we talk about Carson Beck. They didn't seem to care too much once he walked, and this guy just fits the thumbprint and the blueprint of this team so much better than Carson Beck, I think, and this offense plays hard for him, and I think they're getting to the point now with between the stable of backs, the versatility with the tight ends, and having to deal with Zachariah Branch getting maybe 10 targets in a game, short, intermediate, deep, like, it's getting to a point where it's stretching the defense out in a way that we saw, I think, Mississippi State just have their hands absolutely full with trying to figure out where the ball is going to go. If we know they're going to run up the middle, they're still falling forward and getting yardage. And then if they're not doing that, they're finding these other weapons that are really coming into their own. The defense is obviously, I think, still the big question. But I think Gunnar, man, especially in the postseason, his character, him being on that, him getting thrust into that stage last year and seeing how excited this team was to play and be bought into what he had going on under center, they'll double down on that this year, I think. And I think if this is a confident team that looks in the mirror and sees a national championship kind of contender with that guy at quarterback, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 in these big postseason games, like, I'm not betting against Gunnar Stockton, man, and he seems like the perfect guy for this team and what Kirby Smart wants this team to be, despite them not having the shiny NFL picks left and right like they usually have. I think like if Georgia won the Natty this year, we would crown this as one of Kirby's best coaching job. This is so impressive. But I think it would have everything to do with this quarterback too, man, who is just the definition of a Georgia Bulldog right now as far as how he's playing.
He doesn't get the shine in the SEC because Ty Simpson's hooping and Marcel Reed's hooping. Trinidad Chambliss is awesome. John Mateer, Arch Manning, but then like Gunnar Stockton just quietly, I think he should get way more Heisman buzz than he's gotten. And just what you said, his personality fits what Georgia is to a T, much better than what you had previously. Georgia's rolling right now, and I think they'll be at number 5. And again, if I'm Kirby, I don't care where you rank us. Get us in the dance. Y'all got to see us, and we'll handle business when we get to that 4-quarter stretch.